Good morning, everyone. How you all doing today? I hope everyone's up bright and early, getting ready to go vote. Let their voices be heard. I don't know if you all seen some of the things that I shared last night. They might seem kind of weird, but you all need to understand that a lot of these people running need to answer for a lot of these things. I shared one in particular regarding Mrs. Yearly Blaylock. You all need to talk to her about that, because this woman banished a mother and her 2 Apache children. Just that simple. As simply as it said, it was that simply done. Somebody who should have love in their heart and understanding, just ask them that. Ask them, because she's running for council without any it is not wrong to ask these people. It's really important, especially today, that you have the opportunity to ask them. They're asking for your vote. A lot of these things said are not just said out of whatever. People want to know about these very serious things. It's not about being hateful, ugly, whatever else they want to call it. These are directors that we have a right to question. These are council members that we have a right to question. Our leaders, top paid. That just doesn't, it just does not sit well with me. I don't understand how all of these people can just say, oh, she's just spreading hate and ugliness. No, these are things that need to be addressed. It's insane that nobody sees this. These questions have been sitting there in people's minds, waiting, and nobody to ask. So that makes me, I guess. And that's fine, because these need to be brought up. It's enough. There's enough. There's so many years of just, okay, well, I don't know what happened there. Let's move on. Let's try again. Let's listen to them again. Let's see what happens now. And then again, oh, well, what happened to this? What happened to that? There's no more need for that. There's enough technology out there for everybody to join in on these meetings, everything, all of our finances, our entities. I shared some documents yesterday regarding our tribal plane, our COO, our CEO, everything, our CFO, all of it is on those documents. We have a right to know. We have a right to know. We need to put people in there who are going to put our best interests first, not their own. Not any anger or hate they have towards somebody. Oh, well, let's fire them. Let's suspend them. Let's move them and put this person here. Or let's just plain remove them. No more of that. How are we able to just use these laws to our own evil benefit? Evil benefit. I hope a lot of them are already out there at their little booths. I just read Alfred's tribal preference he signed back in, February 24th, 2006. What happened to that? Where's our tribal preference there? Why don't we have any tribal people sitting there that are qualified, that aren't felons, that don't have DUIs, current, not just old, these are current DUIs, and we're just going to ignore them. Allow them to continue working. That's how the problem started, is just ignoring it and ignoring it and ignoring it, and allowing all this corruption to just build and build and build. One of these people that the fake accounts keeps mentioning, like, positions. Why don't we ask about positions? When was it posted? That's right. There are no positions posted sometimes. It's like, how in the heck, where did that position come from? Where did General Counsel's position come from? Who all applied for the emergency manager? Because there's got to be others qualified out there. I mean, somebody qualified to do that position. Fish hatchery. Has anyone applied for that, interviewed, received that job, or did we just give it to somebody who's not qualified? Our roads department. We have all these departments that have people that are not qualified, that were just put there without the jobs being listed. All these profiles point out really important things, really big things that go on in our council meetings. She's supposed to be here to help. This is their form of helping. Looking into these managements, these upper heads that are just abusing their power, have no business making these salaries. And then with making this top dollar salary, they're going to go and abuse their power. And we're just going to ignore it and just keep on going and going. Tribal council, who's responsible for that? That's a good question. Ask these current members if they have somebody for all of these fires, because we've spent a lot of money putting up cameras all over for conservation to, I don't know what they do with the cameras when these fires are happening, that they're not catching people. But ask them, who do we have? Do we have any suspects? And if so, who and why do we still have fires? Where's their cameras? Man, they're so proud of all of these cameras and things everywhere, but they cannot set up anything to communicate with us, to update us. It's wrong for us to ask, to want to know about our finances, about all of these directors that get to go and do what they want. It's not a tantrum. It's right and wrong. It's right and wrong. Chief Judge Dahl was removed for unethical practices. They all should be removed, but that's a step. That's one step. Man, these people, they support it so much. And what happened? Why was she removed? What happened to your judge? Ask them, why now? Why was she removed? For unethical practices. Interesting. That's really, really surprising. From people who supported her so much, who sat there and let them read a letter and conspire against me for talking, for asking questions. And no, they had no business putting me anywhere. No jail, no psych ward. The people that should have went to those places were outside the court, violating their own restraining order. You all have just ignored all of this stuff that this leader's family has done, continue to do, because I bring up questions for everybody. Illegal. They have committed illegal acts, driving around like little gangsters looking for me at a place I don't reside, and they know that. And nothing was done to them then either. not outside when they violated their own restraining order, and not the day that they went looking to do harm. Nothing was done. Isn't that insane? So yes, I'll continue to speak for all these people that are afraid of retaliation, and they should be. They should be, because it's real. It's there. You'll be fired really quick. Really quick. Look what they did to me. They violated every one of my rights. False imprisonment. You all have a right to ask these people questions. No matter what anybody says or thinks, you have a right. You have a right to know why people get away with their DUIs, with their assault and batteries, with their public affray, domestic violence, kidnapping. It goes on and on. We have a right to know why we are paying these people top dollar. Top dollar. And then they're going to have all of this on their record. And then you're going to go and try and justify your other actions to the little people. You can't do that. It goes equal for everybody. All these people that are running today, that are asking for your vote, ask where they stand. Are we all the same? Or are we just in this little group and they only help those that they want? We've already seen how Gary Lee is, how Tammy is, Fernando, Ira, Sandra, Dorlin, holy cow. And almost every one of these vice presidents and presidents running. We've seen for ourselves. Go ask them how they're going to change things now. Go ask if it's okay for the things that they have done themselves, and how it'll be treated from here forth, and why they have special treatment. How somebody can throw a mother off the reservation in 20 minutes. Is it your own guilt that did it, that helped to be so heartless? Did it make you feel better to do something that heartless? This woman is asking for your vote. Ask her how she was able to do that so easily. We've asked the council, the directors many times about the hunts. Ask her, she works there. Ask her. How does that work? How does that whole process work? Because we really should know about that as well. Mrs. Torres, I don't know what happened to Mrs. Torres, because in school she was such like a huge role model. You know, she did so much for our Native youth. It was just something awesome to see. Really awesome to see. I really thought that was just, you have no idea what I thought of my liaisons in school. They were just the coolest people who fought so hard for us young Native kids. And then for this lady to go into council and just turn around, and who knows what happened. But these council members shouldn't yell at you and snap at you for asking questions we have a right to know. They shouldn't. You shouldn't be terminated or suspended or written up or threatened because of something you believe, something you asked, something you liked, you shared. That's all violation to your rights. Ask them if they understand that. These ones running, do they understand our rights, our codes, are everything. Ask if they're going to go and look at all these directors just sitting there collecting these huge paychecks, not doing their jobs, and then going after hours and doing things they shouldn't be doing while representing the tribe. Representing the tribe. You have no idea how many times I was told that at my previous job. Remember, you're representing the tribe. And the one who preached it, live by example. You should be able to teach your staff, show your staff. I have mentioned inappropriate behavior to women. I've mentioned our homeless population. I've mentioned our energy issue, why we are paying so much, why our people are paying so much for power. Our drugs, how we're just allowing them to walk around our casinos and just pass them here and there, back and forth. How are we allowing that? Do we still just have, 8 security? Is it 8 security we have? We are losing our children. We are losing our young adults. What do we do for our elders? Our children's activities, what kind of activities do we do with them? Anything. Our jails, our programs. Ask these questions. Ask these questions. Ask what's going on with our social services. Because those are our children. They're dealing with our children. We really need to know what's going on with that program. Because, we took it over. We turned it into a 638 program. This is why I bring up Thora, because she wants to take over other programs and they'll be the same way. What about all these employees, these government employees? Do they keep their benefits? Do they keep their jobs? Do we replace them with untrained people the way we do now? Because we do this a lot. We do this a lot. We talk about all the money we lose here and there. How are we going to change that? How are we going to change all the money we're losing? Will you all take a pay cut? Will you all take a pay cut? Ask them how we will address this. Because these are not just nothing questions. These are important. These don't just involve me or my family. These involve everybody. Everybody. Some of us aren't able to have these nice homes put up and voila, there's my house. I don't need a tribal home. No, there's a lot of tribal members that rely on tribal homes. It's their right. It is their right. I have shown countless documents with finances. Where are all of these money? Where are all these finances going? What is happening to these programs? This money we get for each of them, they're gone. How will you all address that? How do we keep failing? And how are we going to make that better? How are we going to change that? Do not be afraid to ask these people. what their thoughts are. We have directors driving around F-250s all souped up that don't even get off and lift a finger. Maybe it's because they don't know how. They do not belong in that job. We're losing employees because they refuse to work for someone who does not know what they're doing, and then they're going to go driving around on a souped up truck. How is that okay? How is that okay? Our roads department alone, somebody who said, look at that. Look at every employee, almost every employee in there. Terminated, brought back. Terminated, brought back. Felons, drugs. All of these things are not little things. Maybe when you're way up here and y'all aren't affected by it, fine. But you need to look outside your little box down at everybody else, everybody else. These are all the people asking these questions. Go today and ask these people questions because they're there. Don't be afraid, ask them. I'm going to encourage it every day. Whether you all think it's hate, whether you think it's gossip, rumors, whatever, no, they have a meaning. They have a meaning. People doing hateful things, being paid on the clock to do hateful activities. Things that they have no business doing on the clock, drinking, typing up letters for banishments, typing up petitions to unbanish somebody who was with a married man who literally just caused so much chaos to one family's life. But we're going to pay this director to type up petitions to unbanish people and then banish another person. That's not okay. That is not okay. When you go down today, talk to these people about all these things that we've brought up. Ask about these positions that Nacho Libre and Rez Apache and Sheila Harris mentioned. They bring up some really good points. People being put in positions, and the positions aren't even posted. They're we have general counsel. I've never seen that anywhere. It just was, they just decided to, we're going to use this now. Who applied for safety management, fish hatchery? Who applied for COO of our casino, of our entities? All these jobs. My previous director, who applied for assistant director at Mazzio? Or did Terry Lee just get put in there? All of this has to be answered. All of this. These people are going to ask for your votes. Then ask them to address these issues. Ask them, because some of them have pretty serious questions we need to ask them. Pretty serious questions. And they're asking for your vote. So there should be no problem answering any of this. Don't let them say, here's some coffee, here's a donut, eat. There's some chili, burritos, whatever. No. Make them answer your question. You want to eat while you talk to them, fine. But ask questions. Go talk to all of these newer ones. Maybe they haven't been there long. They were there and they're going again. Ask what they're going to do different. You have some that are new, just freshly starting, and they're taking big steps here, moving on, trying to go higher. Talk to them, see their intentions, because that's a huge step. See their intentions. Listen to their heart. And then go ask these current ones that are in there now, that have been here for a while, and they're in there and in there and in there, and we see no progress, no nothing, 10, 20 years now. Just the same people in and out. Ask them, because they're the ones who should know our constitutions, our laws by heart, if they're in there that long, that much. We're paying them a lot each time. Each time they go back in, they get more and more. So they really need to know all of this. They really need to address all of this and explain how they're going to address it, how they're going to improve our everyday lives. Not just theirs, all of ours. How are they going to stop making it harder and helping? When will we see dollars from our entities? Ask these questions today. Y'all have a good day. Don't be afraid. Be proud to be Mescalero Apache. Do not be afraid to ask these people questions. Don't be afraid of retaliation. You stand up to it, that's how it stops. Have a great day today. Be Mescalero Apache strong.